The human brain is, without doubt, one of the most amazing creations of nature, and it conceals huge potential. It is an organ of the central nervous system, consisting of a plurality of interconnected nerve cells and neural connections. Our brain functions include all the necessary processes for our life. The brain is divided into two hemispheres, left and right, each of which, in turn, performs their specific tasks. Let's see what kind of work each hemisphere of the brain is responsible for. So, left hemisphere specializes in logic and analysis. This hemisphere is able to understand only the literal meaning of the words. The numbers and mathematical symbols are also recognized by the left hemisphere. That is, all operations necessary for solving mathematical problems are also the product of the work of the left hemisphere. The main area of specialization of the right hemisphere is intuition. It processes information which is expressed not in words, but in symbols and images. Thanks to it, we can do jigsaw puzzles, create stories, dream, and understand not only the literal meaning of what we see and hear, but also read between the lines. While solving mathematical problems and making difficult decisions, the right hemisphere perceives the problem as a whole without the use of analysis. Simply put, the left hemisphere thinks in words, and the right one thinks in pictures. Standard system of education develops children's left hemisphere much stronger than the right. Previously, the potential capacity of the right hemisphere was underestimated due to the lack of scientific data on the work of our brain. Nowadays, it is scientifically proven that the genius of many scientists like Einstein was in a highly developed right hemisphere. In the early years of a child's life are formed neural connections that determine the level of the brain development later on in the future. Therefore, if you do not develop the neural connections in this period of life, they will be lost forever. In order to create a strong neural system, it is absolutely necessary to develop both hemispheres of a child's brain harmoniously from an early age. Just for this purpose, a special education system has been created. It is called mental arithmetic. In this program, the learners use the ancient computational tool abacus. Abacus is a special calculating tool of a rectangular shape or a counting frame with beads sliding on wires. At the beginning of training, children are taught to perform simple arithmetic operations through visual and physical contact with the abacus. While learning, the child uses both hands for operations with abacus beads, thus stimulating the work of both hemispheres of the brain, training motor skills, spatial and logical thinking simultaneously. Soon after, the child is already able to imagine abacus in mind and solve a mathematical problem by simply moving the beads in their imagination. As a result, the child learns to perform complex arithmetic calculations very quickly and without the use of available tools, at the same time enjoying the process. So, how is such an amazing result achieved? And what the uniqueness of the development program by means of mental arithmetic? Most people, for solving arithmetic problems, use only the left hemisphere of the brain, as we are taught by the standard educational system. Meanwhile, the children trained by the method of mental arithmetic use both hemispheres and solve mathematical problems, perceiving numbers as pictures. Here is how it works. Having received the task, the child instantly moves the digital information from the left hemisphere to the right one, where it is converted to a picture of an imaginary abacus by means of which calculations take place. Afterwards, the information returns to the left hemisphere, where the picture with the solution of the problem gets a digital form. Thus, starting by this method, any child can solve arithmetic problems in their mind within a few seconds. However, the ability to calculate is not the only effect of lessons on mental arithmetic program. After all, not only do we learn to count, but also we train the child's brain activity generally, forming stable neural connections of the right and left hemispheres, creating their ensemble for the whole life. Mental arithmetic develops children's concentration, photographic memory, creativity, and creative thinking, logic and analytical thinking. Thus, from an early age, a child gets a fundamental ability to succeed in any affairs, as a trained brain copes easier and faster with any task in school, career, or hobbies. With the help of the program Mental Arithmetic, the child's inborn potential is revealed. Otherwise, without proper attention and stimulation, it can remain unnoticed. As, who knows, maybe your child is the most